producer, I use Ableton Live primarily to make my beats. All my songs are under Little Miss Beats. You can listen to them on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Bandcamp, and so forth. And what I was looking for was some kind of 16 drum pad grid. So this is a 16 pad grid, 4x4, and I did want it 4x4 and not like 8x2, primarily because I enjoy finger drumming. I enjoy finger drumming in this style, and I want to finger drum more. Another thing that's important for you to know about my context is that I don't like having a lot of stuff. I like to be fairly portable, and I don't like expensive gear just sitting in my closet not being used. Because I don't primarily use the Maschine software, I don't always have the Maschine MK3 set up on my desk because I don't use it all the time. I use it primarily as a sketch pad. For more details, you can check out this review about my Maschine MK3 and Push 2. But I really just wanted a MIDI controller with drum pads. So the Maschine MK3 is an absolute amazing device. I really love it. It's got your audio interface. The pads are beautiful, they're sensitive, they are spacious enough for you to drum but not too big that your fingers need to stretch. And if you've watched any of these videos where I make a beat from scratch, it really is really quick to get a beat out. But what I didn't like about it is that it's quite a valuable device. In South African rands, this is about 12 to 14,000 rand, which in terms of dollars, I don't know, is like, the screen will tell you. This cost me secondhand about 1,600 rand, which in dollars is, the screen will tell you. So there's an enormous value difference, and because I was primarily using this for the drum pads and I was packing it away all the time, I feel like the value of what this is was lost on me. So this device, the Akai MPD218, is a lot lighter. I mean, the weight difference will be on the screen. It's very easy for me to put it on my desk, pack it away at the end of the day, pull it out when I feel like a little bit of a finger drumming session, and it integrates really well with Ableton. Basically, these correspond to your drum rack. These little buttons here, the control bank and the pad bank with the A, B buttons, they are essentially like octave buttons, so you can choose where in Ableton you need your drum pads in order for this pad to correspond to the drum pad. And these encoders are perfectly mappable in Ableton by just using MIDI mapping. For more on that, you can check out this tutorial. Now what I will say about this is it's a lot bigger than you might think. It is smaller than the Maschine MK3. Here we go, just so you can get a visual reference. Can you get a visual reference? Whoa. What I also noticed about this is the pads are somewhat spaced apart, whereas in the Maschine MK3, the pads take up slightly less space. They're all a little bit bigger, but they have less space in between. Let's talk about the pad quality. So these pads, I don't know what they're made of. If I'd have to guess, it almost seems like the same kind of pad material that the MK3 uses with extra rubber on top. I'm pretty happy with the quality of these pads. In fact, I thought they would be worse, and I'm very pleasantly surprised with how sensitive they are. Some people, for instance, this amazing review by The Quest for Groove, said that he thinks the pads in the MK3 are more sensitive as well as more consistent, and he has made an interesting observation that not all Akai MPD218s are made equal.
Obviously, this is a low budget device, and not all MPD218s are created equal. So even though I think it's a great device, if you get the wrong one from the factory, it's not that great of a device. And a little trick that I used to get a good MPD218 was actually spend $500, order 5 MPD218s, check them all out, and then return them all except for the one that I thought was the best.
I bought secondhand, I got it delivered here, I wasn't able to try it out first. So I did take a risk, but it seems fine. I did try out the pads side by side to see which ones I thought were most responsive. I might be biased because of the review I watched on The Quest for Groove, and I did think that maybe the Maschine MK3 ones are slightly better, slightly more predictable, but the finger drumming that I do, which is very like chill, lo-fi, boom bap, hip-hop vibes, I don't need to do some crazy stuff like he does. So now, of course, this isn't a MIDI controller that is as powerful as the Maschine MK3. I know that you get some Akai elements software where you can make beats. I've never used it. One thing I'll say about the Maschine MK3 is that when I bought it, I got it with some software and some really cool sound packs, and there are some great boom bap drums in there. I've noticed that the less my hard drive is cluttered, the less stuff and gear I have all over the place, often the easier music making gets because I have less options. And there is this phenomenon that, you know, the more options there are, the harder it is to make decisions. Humans kind of suck at it a little bit, so this is also one way for me to just keep myself in check, not just keep everything. One might say, well, why not keep the Maschine for when you jam and use the Akai MPD218 on your desk when you're playing with Ableton? I could, but there's someone out there that is gonna get so much value out of this, that's gonna jam beats, have performances with it, you know, like, I really don't need to be hoarding stuff. If you are wanting a proper MIDI controller to make beats with, the Maschine MK3 is great. It's an audio interface. The value that you're getting for that price point, I think, is really good. I've had absolutely no problems with the device, but what I'm looking for is just a drum pad that I can use well with Ableton, and I find that the Akai MPD218 is small and light enough for me to be able to put on my desk, have some fun with the music, and pack it away. Got lots more videos. Have a look if you want. Have a good day, okay? Bye! Just get a thumbnail picture.